as well. I'm not sure how this is all working out on this new iPad, but we're going to try it both ways and see what works. So welcome everybody. I am so glad to have you on this afternoon. So for those of you that are joining me live, I'm going to give you the opportunity to share this afternoon. And for those that are joining me on the replay, I want you to shout out too. Hi, Chris. Thanks. Welcome. I'm not sure if I'm broadcasting on my cell phone or my iPad, but we're trying it out. So I want to tell you that I am outside. I am in the sunshine. I am absolutely physically distanced because there's nobody in sight. There's birds, there's trees. Hi, Lenora. And a beautiful view of where I live, which I'll show you. And it's not a bad place to be in quarantine. But, you know, I decided that I just wanted to come outside today because guess what? I can wear my sunglasses. You don't have to see my makeup. I don't have to comb my hair, and you don't have to see my hair. So I'm enjoying my freedom today. So freedom means something really different to all of us now. I think as this pandemic, hi Lenora, has been going on, at first it was obeying the rules, trying to understand the rules, and now it's been practicing the rules for a very long time, and we feel like, okay, what's next? It should be freedom, right? Well, it's freedom with some responsibility and some measures on what that's going to really mean. So that's what I'm sharing today, and the information is coming from a really neat article in New York Times. I'm just going to highlight it for you. But it's primarily about, I think what we're all feeling is, what is it that we really want to do now? What is it that we're just really, really anxious to do? Is it just get out to see our neighbors or go to a restaurant or go to a gym? Or I don't know about you, but it feels very awkward when I can't hug someone that is a friend. And those are things that we've had to really adjust to. So this is a really interesting article from New York Times. And as we're going, I love it when you share and comment on maybe some things that you've been dealing with. So here's some things from the article that people shared. And they're very sweet and a little bit melancholy, so you'll just have to forgive me for today. But here's a few. I want to see my grandmother. I took her a plant and I had to leave it outside. I want to go to work. I want to go to my church. I want to pray. I want to go on vacation. Maybe these are things that you thought about before quarantine, and now they really, really are things that you would love to do. Here's some other things that people commented on. I feel unsafe if I go back to work. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that. My boss is calling me back, but I'm afraid. Another comment. I've discovered that people are really helpful and people are really kind. I've learned that if you go outside and you get coronavirus, you could die. I don't like that one. Another one that I really do like. The main thing I've learned is that anything can happen tomorrow, and it's important to be prepared mentally. If this day is good, the next one may be worse. I have learned that in order to save lives, we have to do harder things. I think we can all certainly identify with that. These are things that are not fun, and we don't do them because we like doing them. But here's some questions that I want to ask you today. What are some of the things that have changed for you? How about some relationships that maybe have changed? My husband and I have been out in the neighborhood like probably a lot of you. We walk, we talk. And we are on our golf cart, so we're socially appropriate. But we've seen people that we know live in our neighborhood, but we never see out in the neighborhood. So that's been kind of interesting to be able to just wave and say hello and say, I know we've lived close by, but I haven't seen you in a really long time. So maybe those relationships will change going forward. Have you grown? Have you matured throughout this pandemic? When you are able to be back in the world freely, do you think you will view things differently? I think I will. I think it's been a wake-up call and a reality check for a lot of people. I read some information from one of our doctors today that is really disconcerting. Isn't it interesting that the doctors seem to think that the answer to everything is somehow in pharmaceuticals, and there might be some other things that we could do that are more simplistic in our approach. And we've been reminded of that. We've been reminded that simple things like good nutrition and exercise and really good things that we need to supplement our bodies with are valuable all the time, but in particularly when there's an unknown element in our environment. So little by little, as the lockdown and the restrictions are easing, the conversations now are projected towards the restaurants, the gyms, the movie theaters, sports. I don't see myself going to a sports event for a really long time, but more simple things like just being able to hug a friend or maybe even go to a small party would be fun. But I think there's going to be a lot of questions for a very long time, and I know we all have them. But here's some things that I want to remind you of that I want to tell you that you should not do, even now. We know that for a long time, it's not going to be appropriate to go out to big events. Don't throw a party. Don't go to a bar where there's a lot of people. Try to stay out in open areas where there's more appropriate distancing, and that's hard to follow sometimes if you're outside and having a good time. So you have to be mindful of that. I don't think anybody's going to stop washing their hands, and I don't think anybody is going to stop using our antiseptic lotions for a long, long time. These antibacterial things will be around for a very long time. So those things are not going away. Another thing, I don't want you, as much as it is very, very hard. I'm very lucky because I'm not in this situation. But if there are family members who are in nursing care, it is not a time to visit them, and it may not be for a long time to come, mainly for their protection, probably even more than ours. The vaccines and antibody testings, we're hearing lots of things. It's all over the map, who knows? And I don't think I want to be the first one to test any of those. Don't plan an international vacation. That's killing me. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go away. I'm ready to be pampered. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that, but I don't think I want to be the first one to do that. So don't start planning those getaways yet. Here's another one that's going to be real challenging for all of us. Don't throw away the face mask. I think for a long time there will be places. I think Florida has been exceptional. We did things very early on. Our governor has been singled out as being very successful in some of the things that we've instituted in Florida. But I don't think we're going to be able to throw out those face masks for a while, because there will be places where you will want that and you will need that. So there's more and more of them out there that are fashion statements. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but you don't need to be throwing them away. And the last thing on my list, and this kind of makes me a little sad, don't get too comfortable. There will be shifts, there will be changes. I think now more than ever we understand that we are part of a global community, a global society, and what happens in one area of the world does affect us. And I think for a very long time to come, it will be very difficult to feel able to freely accept and freely travel just anywhere. So we can't be too comfortable. So the memories that we're going to take forward are the memories of people who've experienced the Great Depression and previous pandemics, people that were not in the United States and had horrible consequences with terrible viruses that were absolutely fatal and had no hope of a cure. So don't get too comfortable. So there are some things that must become habits. The hand washing, the face masks, the antibacterial lotions, distancing, maybe just be a little caution. Those are things that are going to have to be habits for a while. So we need to have a positive attitude and shift. And I have to shift. I want to do more, and I really am not going to be able to do more just yet. So that's really what I want to leave you with. As exciting and as full of anticipation as we want to be, it may not be the exact right time for that. So hold your horses a little bit. We need to make sure that time goes by and we're not out being selfish. So the other things I want to invite you to do, I have a wonderful health and wellness page. We have a lot of information there from some of our doctors, and they're very easy to do, day-to-day things that you really need to also embrace as healthy habits. It's a huge wake-up call. The things that we've been told to do are things that we've been told our whole lives, but now they're life-saving measures, and that's what you need to be doing. Also, on my YouTube page, I've partnered with a doctor who has 30 years of experience in internal medicine, integrative medicine, and anti-aging, and she is a research bug. And there's a lot of information there that can be very, very helpful for you. So it's my YouTube under my name. And I want to leave you with one last message. We're all on social media and we all see things a lot. There are valid resources and there are other resources that are just simply not valid at all. I want you to stick with the valid resources. I've heard stupid, ridiculous, really dangerous things that simply are not true. CDC puts out some great updates. The National Institutes of Health has a really, really good website with specific information, but also if you are researching a product that you think is going to be helpful for you, look for the research on the National Institute of Health. Don't go Googling. Also, I love Harvard Health. You've heard me say that a million times. I love Mayo Health and their free newsletters. And Medical News Today. Those are pretty reliable, and you're not going to get bizarre, opinionated things that really could endanger your health. So, plan for the positive, be prepared for the negative, and just hold on, because we're all going to get through it, and it's all going to come to an end. So, share with me what you want to do, share with me what you hate doing, and let me know that you're going to join me on Facebook, whether you're live or on the replay, and sharing a little more Florida sunshine with you, kind of the boats on the river and the swimming pool, and a beautiful afternoon. I can't complain even though I'm still on partial lockdown. Hi, Lucretia. Stay well. I love it. Another one of my neighbors. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next Friday afternoon. I don't know if I'll share Florida sunshine, but I'll surely be sharing some great information. Bye, everybody. Hi, Diane. Sorry I missed you, girl. Listen to my replay.